Flamingo chef, show us what you got with cocktails and dishes that hit the sweet spot.
Hi guys, Bill the Kansas Flamingo chef here in my kitchen. It's ridiculously cold outside, and I got the urge for soup. So I decided to make soup, and as I started going through the refrigerator trying to figure out what I was going to make, I had an idea. I decided to make a soup I haven't made in at least 15 years. And this soup was an accident originally. So over 25 years ago, probably, it was kind of like now, except there was a lot of snow on the ground. And I didn't want to go to the grocery store, and my oldest child desperately wanted chicken and rice soup for some reason. And I realized I didn't have any rice. I didn't want to have to deal with it. I was just going to say forget it. And then I realized I did have a box of rice-a-roni. So this became known as chicken-a-roni soup, and it actually is really good. It's not difficult. Give it a try. I think you'll be surprised at how good it actually is. Let's talk about what you need. Obviously, you need a box of this, and you're going to make this according to the instructions on the back. I know. Just trust me. On top of that, you're going to need some other things. Okay, so whatever vegetables you have available, you can kind of play with this to your heart's content. But the way I like it, I do a small yellow onion, a couple of Roma tomatoes that this one has been in the refrigerator too long, so we're going to cut it up and use it accordingly. A bell pepper, some celery, and here's the thing. If you've got celery that's like this, that's better for soup. Fresh, firm celery doesn't work for this as well. It works, but you gotta cook it longer. If it's got a few days on it, it's at the end of its life, that's good celery for soup. Carrots. We're gonna need a few carrots, and I like carrots, so consequently I'm gonna put more carrots in it. We're gonna use chicken. Now, you can use any part of the chicken you like. I just happen to have a bag of boneless, skinless thighs, which is my favorite, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to clean up the mess I just made. Next, what do you need with that? Well, obviously we need butter. We need butter for the rice-a-roni. We also need it for the soup. We need some kind of bouillon. Now, I'm a big fan of better than bouillon. If you have chicken stock in a can or in a box, use that. That's fine. I'm also going to use a little bit of the Italian herb better than bouillon. I'm going to use minced garlic because I've got just a little bit left in this jar and I don't want to put it back in the refrigerator. Spices. I need salt, pepper, and garlic, so I'm going to use Kinder's The Blend. I've got some sage. I've got thyme. I've got oregano, Italian seasoning, parsley, and last but not least, and this is one of those, it's just because I like what it does to the consistency, but you don't necessarily need it, I have some gumbo filet. That's really it, other than water and a couple of pans. Follow the directions. Here we go. Follow the instructions and make the rice-a-roni. Meanwhile, cut up all your vegetables and separate them. So in this bowl, I have my carrots and tomatoes. Over here, I have my green pepper, onion, and celery. I also went ahead and chopped up the chicken. So I've got about a pound of chopped up chicken thigh. Now again, if you'd rather use chicken breast, that's fine. I just like the flavor of chicken thigh, and I think it makes the dish better. The rice-a-roni is cooking according to the instructions. It's got about 10 to 12 minutes to do its thing. I've just started to melt a little bit of butter in this large pot. I've got probably about maybe 2 teaspoons, not a whole lot. It's just enough to cover the bottom. But I am going to add to that just a little bit of olive oil. And I know 2 fats seems like a lot, but the consistency when you combine the 2 really helps. At this point, while that's starting to warm, I'm going to take my Trinity, which is bell pepper, onion, and celery, for those of you who don't know what the Trinity is. And we just drop that in here to create our base. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of thyme, maybe half a teaspoon, and the same amount of oregano, as well as parsley, Italian seasoning, and sage. I'm not going to put my filet in here at this time, but I am going to go ahead and add salt, pepper, and garlic. And I like a lot of this. You don't have to use as much as I do, but I probably use close to a tablespoon. I'm going to go ahead and start moving this stuff around, mixing it together, letting those oils break in with the vegetables. I'm going to bring my heat up to medium-high. Now, the key here is to just kind of let these vegetables do their thing. And if they look a little too dry, add a little more oil. Because see, I want them to break down, and you'll hear them start to sizzle. We're just going to saute that till those vegetables get limp and slightly translucent. And then we'll add. Once those vegetables have broken down, it usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and add the other vegetables right on top. I've got my heat set at medium. Now I'm going to stir these in here as well. And just for the sake of you knowing what I'm looking at, there's what it looks like right now. Okay, we're just going to let that sit and saute on its own for about another 3 to 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. Then we're going to add some stock. All right, now I'm going to put in a big tablespoon of garlic. There's not much more in here, so I'm just going to dump the rest in. And we're going to stir that in. If you don't like garlic, don't put the garlic in. But I love garlic. And man, now it smells good. All right. Three, 2, 1. This is where we're going to break the rules, quote unquote. We're going to take the chicken. I'm going to put about half of it into the stock pot and the other half into the rice-a-roni pot. And I'm going to change the angle just a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to stir the chicken into the stock pot. The idea here is that chicken is going to change the flavor of both of these. It's also going to take on a little of the flavor that's surrounding it. So I want those flavors to combine. So I'm using the chicken in the chicken flavored rice to enhance that flavor, and at the same time putting a little different flavor into the stock pot. As you can see, the rice-a-roni is almost done absorbing all of that moisture. So we'll close that back off and turn the heat up just a little bit. Meanwhile, as you move this around, that chicken's going to cook really fast in here. So don't be afraid to let it cook, but you're also going to see water is starting to form around it that's coming out of the chicken, which will help cook the vegetables, especially the carrots, quicker. And now we're going to put in the stock. So here I've got about 3 cups of a combination of chicken and Italian herb broth made from the Better Than Bouillon. I'm just going to go right in there. I'm going to add a little bit more water to that, not a lot. Maybe a cup and a half at the most. And I'm going to let that come up to a boil. As it comes up to a boil, the rice will be done, so we'll transfer it into the other pot. I forgot to mention that before I send it to a boil, I've added about a teaspoon of gumbo filet. You don't have to do it, but to me it adds some depth. It also creates a thickness around it. You can also put okra in this if you really want to, but I'm doing it the way I originally did it, not any of the new modifications. The rice is almost done. We're waiting for this to come to a boil. We're going to bring it to high. My soup's at a boil. My rice is done. I'm going to transfer the rice into the stock pot. Now, here's the thing. Yes, a lot of you probably know you can cook chicken and rice soup by cooking rice in the soup. But if you don't know, what happens is the rice absorbs all the moisture and the flavor. Doing it this way, you get the best of both worlds. Now, I'm a believer in letting this go at a roaring boil for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Then bring it down to a simmer, cover it, and just leave it alone for at least an hour. And then it's ready to eat. And there it is, finished product. If you enjoyed this video, if the soup looked good, or maybe you hated it, drop me a comment. Subscribe and a like would be awesome. Share, that'd be even better. And if there's something you'd like me to make, all you got to do is comment below or send me an email, bill@kansasflamingochef.com. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one.